Chosen one, I need to tell you something about your mother, or your grandmother, or the woman who raised you, or perhaps a woman who prayed over you that you never knew about. What I am about to reveal is going to make you weep, not tears of sadness, tears of understanding, because for the first time you are going to understand why you are still alive. Why the enemy could not destroy you, no matter how hard he tried. Why you survived things that should have killed you. Why there has always been a thin, invisible layer of protection around your life that you could never explain. It was not luck. It was not your own strength. It was a woman's prayers. Secret prayers, midnight prayers. Prayers whispered over your sleeping body when you were too young to remember. Prayers cried into pillows when no one else was awake. Prayers spoken in kitchens, in cars, in hospital waiting rooms, in moments of desperation that you will never know about. And those prayers did not evaporate. They did not disappear into silence. They were collected, every single one stored in golden bowls in the throne room of God. Revelation 5-8 says the 24 elders hold golden bowls full of incense, which are the prayers of God's people. Your mother's prayers are in those bowls. Your grandmother's prayers are in those bowls. Every tear-stained, fear-soaked, desperate cry for your protection is stored in heaven's vault. And tonight, God is tipping the bowls, pouring out decades of accumulated, fermented, compounded prayer over your life. All at once. Do not skip this message. If you leave before the end, you will not understand what is being released. You will not know how to receive it. You will not recognize the signs when they appear. Stay until the end. This is not just about you. This is about honoring every prayer that was ever spoken over your life by someone who loved you more than they loved themselves. Before we go deeper, type the name of the woman who prayed for you in the comments. Your mother's name, your grandmother's name. The woman who interceded for you, type her name. Let heaven see it. Let the angels who delivered those prayers see that the harvest is being acknowledged. If she is still alive, this message will bless her. If she has passed, her prayers are still active. Death does not cancel prayer. Type her name now and subscribe immediately, because the harvest that is being released tonight will continue unfolding for months. You will need the messages that follow to steward what is coming. Subscribe now. Now, let me take you to the place where your mother's prayers have been kept. Do not skip. There is a room in heaven that few people know about. Prophets have glimpsed it. Mystics have described it. But most people walk through their entire lives never knowing it exists. It is called the treasury of intercession. In this room, every prayer ever prayed by one human for another is stored. Not as sound, not as words, as substance. When your mother prayed for you, something physical happened in the spiritual realm. Her words became matter, her tears became liquid gold, her faith became solid currency that was deposited into an account with your name on it. She did not know this. She thought she was just praying. She thought she was just begging God to protect her child. She did not know that every word she spoke was being weighed, measured, and deposited with compound interest. Think about that. Compound interest, not simple interest, where the principal stays the same. Compound interest, where the returns generate their own returns. A prayer she prayed over you 30 years ago has been compounding for 30 years. A prayer she cried over you 20 years ago has been multiplying for 2 decades. A prayer she whispered over your crib 40 years ago has been growing since, before you could walk, and the account is full, overflowing, pressing against the walls of heaven, demanding to be released. God held it because the timing was not right. He held it because you were not ready to receive it. He held it because releasing it too early would have overwhelmed you. But you are ready now. The vessel has been prepared. The character has been built. The foundation has been laid, and the timing is perfect. Do not skip. What I am about to reveal will explain why your mother worried about you so much. Let me tell you what she prayed. Because even if you never heard the words, even if she never told you, even if she prayed in a language you did not understand, heaven recorded every syllable. And there were 7 prayers she prayed, more than any others. 7 prayers that formed the foundation of your spiritual protection. 7 prayers that are now ready to manifest in your life. Prayer number 1. She prayed for your protection. This was her most frequent prayer, the one she prayed every night without fail. God, protect my child, keep them safe, put angels around them, do not let anything destroy them. She prayed this when you were an infant and she was terrified of losing you. She prayed this when you were a teenager and she could see you heading toward danger. She prayed this when you were an adult and she could no longer physically shield you. She prayed this prayer thousands of times, and every single time heaven dispatched protection. Do you remember moments when you should have died but did not? The car accident that should have killed you. The illness that should have been fatal, the neighborhood that should have consumed you, the addiction that should have buried you, the person who intended to destroy you but somehow could not. That was not coincidence. That was your mother's prayer, activating angelic protection before the danger even arrived. Psalm 91:11 says, "For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways." Those angels were commanded because a woman prayed, and the protection prayer is now evolving. It was defensive, it kept you alive. Now it is becoming offensive. It will not just protect you from harm, it will position you for advancement. The same prayer that kept you safe is now opening the way for you to move forward without fear. Do not skip. Prayer number 2. She prayed for your provision. Lord, do not let my child go hungry. Give them what they need. Open doors for them. Do not let them struggle the way I did. She prayed this because she knew what it meant to go without. She prayed this because she wanted your life to be better than hers. She prayed this with a desperation that only a parent who has known lack can understand, and heaven heard it every single time. But here is what you need to know. The provision was not released immediately because God was waiting for the right vehicle. He was not just going to give you money. He was going to give you the capacity to generate, manage, and multiply wealth. If he had released provision when you were immature, you would have wasted it. If he had opened financial doors when your character was not ready, the blessing would have become a curse. So he waited. He used the waiting years to build financial wisdom in you through scarcity. He used the lean seasons to teach you gratitude. He used the struggle to ensure that when the provision finally came, you would steward it with honor. Deuteronomy 8:18 says, "Remember the Lord your God, for it is he who gives you the ability to produce wealth." The ability is being activated now. Your mother's provision prayer is manifesting not as a handout, as capacity. Doors are opening, ideas are coming, connections are forming, opportunities are materializing. The financial drought that has plagued your life is ending because a woman prayed, and God always answers a mother's prayer. Do not skip. Prayer number 3. She prayed for your healing. God, heal my child. Whatever is wrong, fix it. Whatever is broken, restore it. Do not let sickness steal their future. She may have prayed this over a specific diagnosis. She may have prayed it over your mental health when she saw you struggling. She may have prayed it over your emotional wounds when she watched you suffer in silence. She may have prayed it over generational patterns that she recognized from her own life and desperately did not want repeated in yours. This prayer has been accumulating power for decades, and healing prayers do not expire. They wait, they build, they compound, until the moment of release. Isaiah 53:5 says, "By his wounds we are healed." His wounds plus her prayers equals your healing. In the coming weeks, watch for these signs. Pain that has been chronic will begin to ease. Symptoms that have been persistent will start to fade. Energy that has been depleted will return. Sleep that has been disrupted will normalize. The body that has been keeping score of every stressful year is receiving permission to reset. Not because of medicine alone, not because of willpower alone, because a mother's prayer has compounded for decades and the healing is being released. Do not skip. Prayer number 4. She prayed for your heart. Lord, do not let my child become bitter. Do not let the world harden them. Keep their hearts soft. Keep them kind. Do not let pain turn them into someone I do not recognize. This was her most personal prayer because she watched the world try to break you. She watched people betray you. She watched life disappoint you. And her greatest fear was not that you would fail. Her greatest fear was that you would survive but lose your heart in the process. That you would become cold, that you would become cynical, that you would become one of those people who stopped believing in goodness because goodness had never been given to them. And here is the miracle. Despite everything you have been through, despite every betrayal, every disappointment, every heartbreak, you still have a soft heart. You still cry at the right things. You still believe in goodness even when evidence argues against it. You still care about people even though people have not always cared about you. That softness is not weakness. It is the answer to a prayer. Your mother asked God to protect your heart. And he did. Through every storm, through every fire, through every flood, he kept your heart soft. Ezekiel 36:26 says, "I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit in you. I will remove from you your heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh." Your heart of flesh survived because a woman prayed for it, and now that soft heart is about to become your greatest asset. Because in a world growing cold, a warm heart becomes a magnet. It attracts the right people. It opens the right doors. It creates opportunities that hard hearts can never access. Your mother's prayer for your heart is about to become your greatest weapon. Do not skip. Prayer number 5. She prayed for your purpose. God, show my child why they are here. Give them direction. Do not let them wander through life without knowing why you created them. She prayed this because she saw the gift in you before anyone else did. She saw intelligence before your teachers noticed it. She saw creativity before the world valued it. She saw leadership before you believed it. She saw something in you that even you could not see. And she prayed that God would reveal it to you in his perfect timing. That timing is now. The fog that has surrounded your purpose is lifting. The confusion about your calling is clearing. The questions about why you are here are being answered. In the coming days, pay attention to what energizes you, what makes you lose track of time, what problems you naturally want to solve, what topics you never get tired of discussing. These are not random preferences. They are coordinates. Your mother prayed for your purpose, and God is answering by activating the internal GPS she asked him to install. Proverbs 22:6 says, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old he will not depart from it." She trained you in ways she did not even realize. And that training is now bearing fruit. Do not skip. 2 prayers remain, and they are the most powerful. Prayer number 6. She prayed for your marriage and your children. Even before you had either, God, send my child the right person. Do not let them settle. Do not let them be hurt again. And when they have children of their own, let them be better parents than I was. That last part breaks me because it reveals the humility of a praying mother. She did not think she was perfect. She knew her own failures. She knew the mistakes she made, and she prayed that the cycle would improve with you, that you would receive what she could not give, that you would give your children what she wished she had given you. If you are single, this prayer is preparing your divine connection right now. The person being sent to you is not random. They are an answer to a prayer that was prayed before you even knew you needed them. If you are married, this prayer is strengthening your bond in ways you cannot see, healing wounds, deepening intimacy, restoring what was damaged. If you have children, this prayer is flowing through you into the next generation. You are not just receiving the harvest, you are passing it down. Generational blessing activated by a grandmother's prayer, released through a parent, inherited by a child. The cycle is not just breaking, it is reversing. What was generational curse is becoming generational blessing because a woman prayed. Do not skip. The final prayer is the one that will undo you. Prayer number 7. She prayed for your salvation, not just spiritual salvation, total salvation, wholeness, complete restoration. God, save my child from themselves, from the enemy, from the world, from everything that wants to steal them from you. Do not let them go. Hold them. Even when they run from you, hold them. Even when they rebel, hold them. Even when they stop believing, do not stop holding them. This was the prayer she prayed with the most tears. This was the one that kept her awake at night. This was the prayer she returned to again and again and again, because she knew. She knew you would wander. She knew you would doubt. She knew there would be seasons where you would question everything. And she did not pray for you to never struggle. She prayed for you to never be lost, and you were not. Even in your darkest moments, even in the years you walked away, even in the seasons you stopped praying, stopped believing, stopped caring, something kept pulling you back. Something kept whispering your name. Something kept leaving lights on in the darkness so you could find your way home. That was the prayer. Her prayer was a spiritual GPS that would not stop recalculating no matter how many wrong turns you took. And tonight, that prayer reaches its full harvest because you are here. Reading this, receiving this, alive, present, still standing, against all odds, against every attack, against every scheme of the enemy, you are here. And a woman in heaven or on earth is smiling because her prayer worked. John 6:39 says, "And this is the will of him who sent me, that I shall lose none of all those he has given me." None lost. You were not lost. You were held. By prayers you did not know existed. By love you could not see. By a woman who refused to stop asking God to save you. Do not skip. All 7 prayers have been revealed. Now let me tell you what happens when 40 years of compounded prayer is released at once. It creates what heaven calls a prayer avalanche. An avalanche does not start big. It starts with one small shift, one crack in the ice, one movement too small to notice. But once it begins, it becomes unstoppable. It gains mass, it gains speed, it gains power, until it reshapes the entire landscape. That is what is about to happen in your life. One small breakthrough will trigger the avalanche. Maybe a phone call that changes everything. Maybe an email with an opportunity you never expected. Maybe a conversation with a stranger who becomes a destiny connection. Maybe a dream where God shows you the next step with perfect clarity. Something small, but that small thing will set in motion a chain of events that cannot be stopped. Blessing will trigger blessing. Connection will trigger connection. Door will trigger door. Healing will trigger healing, until your entire landscape has been reshaped by the accumulated force of decades of prayer. Here are the specific signs that the avalanche has started. Watch for them in the next 30 days. Sign 1. You will receive money from a source you forgot about. An old debt repaid, a refund you were not expecting, an inheritance you did not know was yours. A gift from someone who says, "I just felt like I was supposed to give you this." This is the provision prayer activating. The first snowflake of the avalanche, sign 2. A relationship that was broken will show signs of healing. A phone call from someone you had given up on. A message of apology from someone who hurt you. A reconnection with family you thought was lost, or the arrival of a new person who feels immediately like home. This is the family prayer manifesting. The second rumble of the mountain, sign 3. Your body will begin to feel different, not dramatically at first, but you will notice less pain in places that always hurt. More energy in the afternoons when you usually crash. Better sleep, clearer thinking. A lightness in your chest where heaviness used to live. This is the healing prayer activating. The third crack in the ice, sign 4. Clarity about your future will arrive without effort. You will not have to force it. It will simply appear. An idea that makes perfect sense. A vision for your life that excites you for the first time in years. A knowing about what you are supposed to do next. This is the purpose prayer manifesting. The fourth wave of the avalanche, sign 5. Strangers will speak words over you that confirm this message. People who do not know you. People who have no reason to say what they say, but the words will be so specific, so aligned with what you just received, that you will know it is God using human voices to confirm the harvest. This is heaven's confirmation system. The fifth sign that the avalanche is fully in motion. When you experience these signs, do not dismiss them. Do not call them coincidence. They are answers to prayers that were prayed before some of you were even born. Honor them by receiving them with gratitude. You will look at your life 6 months from now and not recognize it. Not because you worked harder, not because you got lucky, because a woman's prayers reached critical mass, and the avalanche began. Do not skip. Now, I must tell you something about the woman who prayed. Whether she is still alive or whether she has passed into glory, she needs to be honored, not with grand gestures, not with expensive gifts, with acknowledgement. If she is still alive, call her today. Do not text, call. Let her hear your voice. Let her hear you say, "I know you prayed for me, and I want you to know that those prayers are being answered." You do not know how much time she has left. You do not know if she still cries at night, wondering if her prayers made any difference. Give her the gift of knowing. Give her the harvest report. Tell her that the child she covered in prayer is standing. Tell her that the child she begged God to protect is alive. Tell her that it worked. All of it. Every midnight prayer, every tear-soaked petition, every desperate whisper. It worked. And if she has passed, if her seat at the table is empty, if her voice exists only in your memory, then honor her by living the answer. Be the proof that prayer works beyond the grave. Be the evidence that a mother's intercession outlasts her lifetime. Be the harvest that she planted with tears, but never saw with her eyes. Psalm 126:5 says, "Those who sow with tears will reap with songs of joy." She sowed with tears, you are the song of joy. Now, seal this harvest over your life. Say this declaration out loud. Let your voice carry the gratitude of a child who finally understands what was done for them. I receive the 40-year harvest of prayer that was prayed over my life. Every prayer of protection is manifesting as open doors and fearless movement. Every prayer of provision is manifesting as financial breakthrough and generational wealth. Every prayer of healing is manifesting as restored health and renewed strength. Every prayer for my heart is manifesting as divine compassion and holy boldness. Every prayer for my purpose is manifesting as crystal clarity and divine assignment. Every prayer for my family is manifesting as covenant connection and generational blessing. Every prayer of salvation is manifesting as wholeness, completeness, and total restoration. I honor the woman who prayed. I honor her tears. I honor her faith. I honor her sacrifice. I honor her love that did not quit when I gave her every reason to. I am the answer to her prayers, and I will live in a way that makes the harvest worth the wait. In Jesus' name, Amen. Heaven just recorded that, and somewhere a woman just smiled, because she always knew this day would come. Now, complete these final steps. First, like this video, this is not about algorithms. This is about honor. When you press that button, you are honoring every prayer that was prayed over your life. You are saying, the prayers were not wasted. Press it now. Second, subscribe and turn on all notifications. The harvest that begins tonight will unfold over months. Each prayer will manifest in its own season. You will need guidance. You will need direction. You will need specific words for specific moments. The messages that follow will provide them. Subscribe now. Third, share this video with someone whose mother prayed for them. Everyone has someone who interceded. A mother, a grandmother, an aunt, a teacher, a stranger who felt moved to pray. Share this message with someone who needs to know that those prayers are being answered. When prayer testimonies spread, prayer power multiplies. Share it now. Finally, type the name of the woman who prayed for you in the comments. Not a description. Her name, let heaven see it written. Let the angels who carried her prayers see the name of the one who sent them. Let her legacy be recorded in this digital scroll of testimonies. Type her name now, chosen one. You did not make it this far alone. You think you did. You think your survival was your own doing. You think your strength carried you. But behind every step you took, there was a prayer that had already gone ahead of you. Behind every storm you survived, there was a woman on her knees who had already asked God to keep you standing. Behind every attack that failed, there was an intercession that had already dispatched angels to your coordinates. You are not self-made. You are prayer-made. You are not lucky. You are covered. You are not strong enough to have survived on your own. You survived because someone loved you enough to bother God about you every single day until He moved. And He moved. He always moves when a mother prays. He cannot resist the tears of a woman crying out for her child. It is His weakness. If God has a weakness, it is a mother's prayer, and your mother exploited that weakness for decades. She cried, and He moved. She prayed, and He dispatched. She interceded, and He intervened again and again and again. Until you arrived here, at this moment, alive, present, ready to receive the harvest. The 40 years of sowing are complete. The harvest season has begun, and everything changes from here, not because of your strength, because of her prayers, because of His faithfulness, because of a love that refused to stop asking. Go receive it, go walk in it, go honor it with a life that makes every tear she shed worth it. The harvest is here, chosen one, and it is more than you can contain. Let it overflow. Let it spill into your children, Let it flood into your community. Let it reshape your legacy, because that is what she prayed for. Not just enough, overflow, and overflow is what you are about to receive. Amen and amen.